There were three major historic amusement parks with Moorish-looking infrastructure/architecture on Brooklyn's Coney Island peninsula west of Brighton Beach: Dreamland, Luna Park, and Steeplechase Park. Dreamland was the third and last of the three original parks said to have been built on Coney Island around the beginning of the 20th century, and founded by successful Brooklyn real estate developer and former state senator William H. Reynolds as a refined and elegant competitor to the chaotic noise of Luna Park, opening in May of 1904. The location of Dreamland was near the West 8th Street subway station opposite Culver Depot. Everything at Dreamland was touted to be bigger than Luna Park, including the larger electric tower, and 4 times as many incandescent lights than Luna Park. Dreamland's life on Coney Island was ended only 7 years after opening. On May 27th of 1911, a fire started at the Hell Gate attraction the night before the season's opening day and spread quickly, completely destroying the park by morning. Coney Island's Luna Park was said to have opened in 1903 and operated until 1944. We are told the park's architectural style was an Oriental theme, though it looks Moorish, with over 1,000 red and white painted spires, minarets, and domes on buildings constructed on a grand scale. All the Moorish-looking spires, minarets, and domes were lit up at night with several hundreds of thousands of incandescent lights. In the middle of the lake, at the center of the park, was a 200-foot or 61-meter tall electric tower that was decorated with 20,000 incandescent lamps, said to be a smaller version of the electric tower featured in the 1901 Pan American Exposition in Buffalo. Over the years, Luna Park would continue under different management, with constant changes. The end of Luna Park came with 2 fires in 1944, one in August and one in October, which destroyed the park, and in 1946 the whole park was demolished. There has been a Luna Park operating near the original location since 2010 that has no connection to the 1903 park. Steeplechase Park on Coney Island was said to have been created by entrepreneur George Tillieu in 1897. The entrance to Steeplechase Park had a grand archway, the top of which was decorated with 4 horses. The park included over 50 attractions on its midway alone. In Steeplechase Park's history between its opening in 1897 and closing in 1964, there were things like fires, rebuilding, rides added, and so on. I found that between the entrance to the lower New York Bay at the Atlantic Ocean to the locations around the George Washington Bridge across the Hudson River alone, there were 11 historical star forts that are in pairs and/or clusters, 5 major historic trolley amusement parks, and 11 lighthouses. I found much more of the same kinds of infrastructure all the way up the Hudson River. I even found the John D. Rockefeller estate known as Kikuit near Tarrytown. Situated on the highest point in Pocantino Hills, the Rockefeller estate was said to have been built in 1913. Continuing to track the coastline heading south down the Jersey shore from Coney Island, we come to the Navesink Twin Lights on the headlands of the Navesink Highlands, overlooking Sandy Hook Bay, at the entrance to the New York Harbor and the Atlantic Ocean. Navesink was also the name of the Lenape people who inhabited the Raritan Bayshore near Sandy Hook and the scenic highlands in eastern New Jersey. Much like the other stories we've been told about these places I have looked at along the way, the story goes that the Navesink lands were sold by Navesink elders to a group of Dutch businessmen for wampum and goods in March of 1664, the first and largest land sale deal along the Jersey shore between Native Americans and Europeans, and that the Navesink received in return for their land things like 5 coats, 1 gun, 12 pounds of tobacco, and 10 gallons of liquor. The Navesink Twin Lights were said to have been built in 1862. The Civil War was said to have taken place between 1861 to 1865, so we're expected to believe this solid masonry structure was built during wartime. So according to the historical narrative, the first and largest land sale deal along the Jersey shore between Native Americans and Europeans, coincidentally, or not,